Welcome back everybody, back out again this morning. It is the 10th day, so we're on day 10, currently 83 miles in. Did a couple of miles yesterday which were alright, so today just to get up to that 90 mile mark I'm just going to cover a 7, and we all know how this goes. I'll probably end up doing a bit more, but idea is just to cover 7 mile, get into that 90 mile bracket, because yesterday was like a free day and I still managed to clock up a couple of miles in Chesterfield. I had an appointment. You'll hear all about that at a later time, but I had an appointment yesterday and I have the same appointment every month, but I've only got 2 more of them appointments left. Probably worked it out by now. Anyway, I'm going to head up onto the back area. Currently got a light drizzle, trainers, shorts, t-shirts, civvies today. I've got a bag on my back. Apologies as well for the video yesterday. It went really quiet at end and I checked it on my editing platform and it was really loud, so maybe it were an uploading problem between me and YouTube. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, we'll see how we go. Anyway, I'm going to take you out with me this morning. It's currently 8:51. Marina's just off on her way to work. Kids gone to school. And I'm heading north. So, let's try and find 7 mile. I think it's just under 7 miles. So let's try and find 7 mile this morning. A nice easy one. A nice short one. Get back, have a nice soaking bath, and then start my day. And by then, you guys should be watching this. Apple for scoff this morning. It's not my usual breakfast, but in recent months I've been struggling with not health but just like diet. So having these really bloated feelings in the morning, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a wide guy, and I know that's what all you ladies are after nowadays, but the feeling I was getting in the morning were awful. Rolling over in the morning and I just had this like belly, and I'd cut right down on all my meals and everything. Yeah, and I felt terrible, so taking it steady by just cracking on with light breakfast, an apple, go back in a bit, might have a couple of slices of toast in a bit, and just a small dinner. Like, I know microwave meals aren't great, but as they do these chicken curry and rices, and oh my god, a couple of wraps with them, one of the best meals ever. And I tell you something, the absolutely awesome, like amazing. I know the microwave meals are not ideal, but it's a really small meal and it feels like it's quite light and they taste incredible. So if you've not tried one of them already, if you're suffering at the minute and you're on microwave meals, then probably don't, but yeah. Anyway, we're rambling again. So I'm going to go down here, turn left into the back area. That's where I normally go in, over there, look. But we had loads of rain last night and it's going to be horrible and boggy. And doing these sort of challenges with wet feet this early in the morning don't always go down well. So just going to press on and get to it. But let's get up to this back area. After all voting the other day, I'm a bit annoyed how Keir Starmer's now got his chair and he's not appointing a veterans minister anymore. It's actually going to be kept in house and it's not going to be independent anymore. So for any of you wondering what that means, before we had, I think from 2022 or 2021 to this year, we've had a veterans minister in Parliament. And well, long story short, Keir Starmer's took over and we ain't got one no more. So Keir Starmer, get something sorted, pal. Yeah, everything that all these charities have done over years, all thanks, all well done, all pat on backs, all gratitude towards Parliament for all the support. And as you go on, you tend to get stronger. And for any of you curious, it was Mr Johnny Mercer who was last posted as Veterans Minister for Parliament So he's the guy that's just got the bad news and been told by Keir Starmer, who everyone's been ranting and raving about for the last few weeks, like, no, you're not sitting there no more, pal. We don't want you. Sent him off on his way. And they're not wanting a veterans minister in the new cabinet lineup. Mr Mercer, an army veteran himself, so not just somebody and anybody, done a few tours of Afghan, served with the boys in green. You know, imagine how that must have felt for him. So, Mr Mercer, if you see this, plenty of us out there that are veterans and ex-forces that do not approve of the current movement. And although many voices may say that it's for the better and greater good, I'm sorry, but after 20 years that we put into Afghan, just to hand it all back to Taliban, for them to form a government themselves, last thing we want now is for somebody or anybody, never mind the Prime Minister or future Prime Minister, whatever, to start making all our hard work, all your hard work, all our veterans' hard work over many, many years, not just Afghan, look like a waste of time. Because at the minute, that's all it looks like after pulling out of Afghan and letting Taliban have it back. And now, the pillow in which we were hoping to land on has been replaced by taking a veterans minister out of Parliament. So, yeah, one word, mental. Absolutely mental. Mr Mercer was the guy behind kicking off Operation Fortitude and Operation Courage. And if you don't know what they are, get on your Googles and your interwebs and have a look, because they were specific movements aimed at veterans that were struggling in life and needed proper medical help from the right people and help move on in life in civistry when you come home from, you know, from combat, from war, just from army life. So Mr Mercer, in the short space in which he had there, did an outstanding job. Now, if Mr Mercer wasn't there, let's say we can all assume that we wouldn't have had that kind of support from the government itself. Hence why Mr Mercer sat down, here's my CV, here's what I want, and most importantly, he didn't sit there and say what I'd like to do. He sat down and said what I'm going to do. And he did it. And I'm sorry, but unless you've not got everybody sat down at that table that needs to be sat there, you're not showing all your support in all the right places, Mr Starmer. Veterans need everything they can get, every last crumb. Because I tell you something now, we don't all join army at an old age, we don't all join army like late on in life. We all join quite young and quite naive. But let's say we joined old and wise, we still would have been taught the basics of military. And unfortunately, Mr Starmer, that doesn't coincide very well with civilian life. What veterans need from the government is imperative. Anything that the government can do to help is like gold. Yeah? For veterans that do solely depend on charity income, the government is our life support. Mr Starmer, I understand you've got a job to do, and I understand the position that you're in, but please don't take offence to the millions of veterans that are out there, and the one stood here right now making a bit of noise, telling you that you really need to have a think about what you're doing, sir. I suggest you have a sit down and a regroup and have a chat with a couple of people And if you're sat in a room today or tomorrow or the day after and Mr Mercer isn't sat there, then you better start leaving a door open and a chair at the table for him. Because although you've said it now, you, Mr Starmer, like the rest, have a tendency of going back on your own word. So let's hope for this sake that you're just saying it because you're saying it. Mr Starmer, I'm currently creeping up to 100 miles on a 150-mile weighted walk challenge for Help for Heroes, a huge ambassador in support in which the government gets a clap for from the back. I honestly believe, Mr Starmer, there are many more out there with Help for Heroes that have thanked you for the work and the support you have gave over the years. Please don't let this be the end of the line for what's been a fantastic relationship between government and our UK veterans. Whatever your plans are next, Mr Starmer, please include us, veterans of the UK. You scratch our back and we'll keep you off yours. And for anybody watching this, without me just like going on a tangent and not giving you all some clarity, the Defence Secretary, Mr John Healey, probably a great guy in himself, he's the guy that's going to be appointed outside the cabinet, not as a veterans minister, but he's going to cover all the oversight for everything veteran. Okay, so Mr Starmer, let's say that I walk into your building today. You're doing a fantastic job. I mean, let's say you're doing a fantastic job, okay? Walk into your building today, turn up outside, full kit, and I come in dressed as a soldier, okay? I know absolutely nothing about life, okay? I know the basics, but I'm a veteran. I'm ex-army, okay? Ex-infantry. 14 years I've been out. I only served a short space. I ain't done like 50 years and got like medals all over. But I'll tell you something now, Mr Starmer. I ain't getting on very well with civilian life. Really not. Let's say I came in now and somebody pointed at me and said, "You're in charge." And let's say you were very good at your job. And I stood you up out your chair and told you, off you pop. Because we don't need you no more. You'd argue based on your capabilities, your CV, your qualifications, yeah? Your whole, just, you are the man for the job, okay? Let's just say that. And I came in and stood you up and said, "Don't want you no more. Sorry. I'll get Claire in admin. She's gonna be Prime Minister now." Got to understand that if problems then occur after that, who's that going to come down to? Yeah, it'll come down to me. But guess who actually takes the hit? Everybody except the young lady from admin. Yeah? How many Prime Ministers have we seen come and go in the last few years? Mr Starmer, think about what you're doing. Get Mr Mercer back in that house. Let's get him sat at these tables. Because there's people out here like me, thousands, millions, veterans all across the UK that need the support and need somebody sat in that position constantly. Think of how well we can do it. Think of how great we could be as a government supporting veterans. And think about all the other nations and countries out there that want to do the same. Guess who they'll be looking up to? You, Mr Starmer. Come on. It's hard enough as it is. We have suits and ties all the time telling us that they ain't got enough and they can't do this and they can't do that. Well, I'm sorry, Mr Starmer. You can do a lot of stuff on a weekly basis that costs billions. Surely you can live up to a word that was once suggested and once approved and appointed for Parliament. Think about us, yeah? And we'll think about you. And this is what I'm doing, Mr Starmer. Just step by step, walking, raising money for charity, like thousands more of us across a huge board of charities. Help for Heroes, SSAFA, Royal British Legion, you name it. They're all out there and us veterans depend on it. And you will find a huge chunk of people supporting these charities, from shop counters to town parades with buckets, raising money. But the feet you see in this video walking for this one, Mr Starmer, have walked for Great Britain in a world that destroyed me. Take a look around you, Mr Starmer. Have you got walls to hang nice pictures on? If you're not going to be a part of this, if you're not going to have a Veterans Minister, Mr Mercer, sat at that table, then I suggest that whatever Mr Mercer says from now on, and whatever sort of productions he has in his pipeline to be able to make his movement stronger, maybe you should get in your pocket, Mr Starmer, get some trainers on and show your support if you can't give it. Sit rep, currently at 1.75 miles at 35 minutes in. Going well. Apple was lovely, feeling great. It's a bit muddy, but it's not that bad. We had a bit of rain last night, so it's not that bad. Sorry about the politics. Anyway, I've done one lap of the back area. I know I spent a bit of time talking about politics, but don't worry, sometimes talking about it doesn't actually do anything. You've actually got to do something. Stop the talking and just do it. We'll get to that later. But going strong, feet aren't rubbing, blisters are doing all right, big toes bleeding a bit, I've been having some trouble with that. 5 kilo in my day sack, nice and easy. Yeah, lovely morning. In fact, it was spitting a little bit and now it's died off, and it was quite nice having a bit of drizzle on me. Right, let's get back to it and carry on. Right, so we normally go up this way. I'm going to press on up this hill here. It's all this like, where it's been all mined up years ago, so it's all like coal shale. So it is really boggy. Does mess your trainers up a little bit, but it's just an head game, innit? You just accept you've got dirty trainers after about 5 minutes and you're alright. But when you get up here, on first lap there were massive hair running down that path, but I had my serious face on for the camera, so I couldn't ruin a great moment. Oh, and we're on the top. There we are, look. Whitwell tarmac looking beautiful this morning. Grafting over there. Right, and just back round perimeter now, all the way around and back down again. Oh, I tell you what, I love a hill. Really windy now up here, but that's his view again from the other day. A lot of you might just be able to make them chimneys out over there, look, that's Newark Power Station, that. So I'll make my back right ball, down, drop down again, see where we are. I might even come up and do a few more laps yet, but it's alright at the minute. Feet aren't rubbing, feeling good to be fair. Getting a bit of mud on them, but not that bad. I'm actually walking on grass, look, safe picking all this up on my trainers. There's little things you can do just to make it a bit easier. Right, get across here, drop back down now to this wind. Right, just coming down this straight now, so I'm going all the way around, you've seen this before. Drop back down here, and I want to go down here. What I've been doing is, instead of going up Bus Stop Hill, I've just been going to the bottom, turning around and coming back up this way, today anyway. So, I think I'm about 3 miles now. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to do it once more, and just find 3 Mile in Village. I'll see yet, but I'm just going to do it once more. It's easy to get your distance here, because it's not the same thing everywhere you're going. When you're walking down the street all the time, and you've got long roads in front of you, it just makes it seem like it's taking forever, and therefore you tend to slow your pace down a bit. Whereas on terrain like this, you have sort of no choice but to like go into sort of four-wheel drive, so to speak, and put a bit more effort in. And not only that, but you sort of feel a bit better after coming up here, something like this. Trainers look a bit muddy, a bit of weight on it, but it's a weighted walk, isn't it? So we'll go down here, turn around. I think I want to one more lap it, and then come down and just go and find 2 or 3 Mile in Village somewhere. I'll sort it out anyway. But so this is my starting checkpoint for when I first started up here. I still might actually come back up in full kit and do a few laps of this, but them boots I had, they were damaged on back at heel inside. I didn't realise, and come out, blitzed 6 mile out first day and ruined my foot first day. But I mean, that's just what you get in it. So instead what I'm going to do, walk down here, turn around, come back up on my sen, do another lap at top, and then come back down this way again, but carry on and come out on a main road. Oh, in fact, no, I'll come back up this way again, sorry, cut through because then it'll be longer, go down, and then find my way into the village that way. But just so you all know what I'm doing anyway. Like, it's quite hard. I do understand it if anyone's watching this and you're struggling to find, like, where can I, because in your head you tell yourself that you need to be going different places all the time, and honestly you don't. You can just keep going right the same place if you want, but because you've got that sort of voice in your head slowing you down a bit, it can be quite easy just to forget, oh, I can just keep circling village, or like just do it like a pavement rule, just stick to pavement everywhere you go, and you'll be surprised that you'll look an idiot, but I mean we all do anyway, don't we? But you will find distance by sticking to pavement rule, and where there's not a pavement, just pretend there is one and just stick to the side of the road, and you'll just like, you'll perimeter all the streets in your village, and it adds up. I've actually gone down a bit further this time, so train station's over there. I've just followed this path down, go down here, come up onto this path, come back round on my sen, go down, might do one more lap at back area, and then get off into the village. Just while I'm down here, I might as well make most of like the sort of derelict space, and it's quite nice down here. Oh, this takes you up to the main road, so I might have to drop back down in a second anyway. Right, so coming back on myself now, I walk back up, I think I might do one circle at the top again, and then drop back down, head off into the village and rack up the rest. So we're only going for 7 today, and I need to start and stick to it as well, because yeah, well, I don't, but I want to. Anyway, we'll see where we end up. Right, so there's Bus Stop Hill, look, you can just see it through foliage. I've come through that way. I want to go back under this way just to add an extra, like, I don't know, 20 metres on. It's just a little bit wider through here. So I'm going to get off through here, and this is where that branch is. Look off at first couple. Take your bloody eye out, that thing, look. Now if you're coming the other way and you're on motorbikes road, like, just duck. Or if you're on the back of someone and they duck, you duck as well. It brings me out here, look. So I went down that way, on my way in, coming out this way, and it takes me back up to where it starts, checkpoint is, and the top area is right over there, so easy. Right, full circle back round. Just coming to hill again here. Best thing about sticking to this steep hill is that it's further left than the right hand side where we went up. That means you get a bigger radius for distance overall. Again, it's only a few meters, but if you add up all these few meters, it's 0.2 a mile, 0.8 a mile, so it all adds up. So I want to drive up this now, get on top, one more full lap, and then go and get urban. Sit rep, currently at 3.67 mile. Just coming around my third lap on the back area now. Just thought I'd get this out of the way now before it's windy over that way, so you'll not be able to hear me. But 3.67 mile. So yeah, halfway. I'm going to get this one circle. It should take me to about 4 mile. And then I think I want to head off urban into the village and rack up the other 3 and a bit down there. I only need to do 7 bang on, to be fair, to get down into it. 60s I think it is. So probably another 5 days doing this and challenge finished, hopefully. I'm aiming for 25 days at 6 miles a day, and because some days I've just gone off on a tangent and just gone mad, I've managed to claw a load of time back. So I want to finish early so I can recover, and then at end of month, if I want to pick up any more or just stay involved a bit longer, I don't know, do a few more miles, then I can, and I'll be prepared and I will have healed properly. But I'm just currently at RV1. I'm going to head off over at top now and drop back down into the urban environment of my village. Just coming over at top at Bowl again. I actually just said the figures to you wrong. I said I'll drop down into 60s. I'm actually in the 60s now. We've got 66 miles left to complete. So doing this 7 today will get me down into the 50s. So then tomorrow I will be at the 100 mile mark, not the day after. So yeah, awesome. Just coming up at top now. Spotted another hare on my way up, bro. I found a wallet and I'll print a post on Facebook, and I was too busy doing posts, and a bit of time it had ran off. So anyway, yeah, lovely up here. If any of you've got any of this around you, please get out and take advantage of it, because some times of the day like today where it's a bit windy, it's a bit murky, it's a bit sludgy and horrible, but it's just good air to be in. Like, even with that next door, it's just really good air to be in up here. Nice and high up, good fresh air. You know, there's a difference to doing this on a treadmill in a gym and you know, and getting up here and breathing this air in while you're doing it. And that's not a dig at anyone that goes to a gym, by the way. I'm just not a gym person. Well, purely because what I'm doing now, it's completely free of charge. That's the only thing that gets between me and fitness. But yeah, I mean, if you can do it in a gym, but mind you, most of them are air conditioned now, aren't they? So air conditioned gym, yeah. So I don't really know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's drop back down. Here's Fun and Activities Valley. A bit murky, look, full of water down there now, but this is just reminds me of Catterick so much. For you that don't know, Catterick is the infantry training centre where I was reared before I joined the army, and this sort of terrain around here, this is what you used to dread. First thing on a Monday morning after a weekend of being at home, or just a weekend dossing, you'd be up and a PTI, you'd be dragging you around all this stuff. Again, like I said before, you do miss it. Like, I do miss it terribly, but at the time it's horrible. When it's all over and done with, and dust has settled, you just can't wait to go again. So I mean, that's the beauty of it. But I don't know, at some point gather a few of us up here and get a bit of battle PT going, see if we can appoint some retired PTI to, I don't know, see if he's still got it in him. Civvy Street as well, so you know, it'd take some persuading to get us to do much nowadays, but Right, drop down here. Beforehand, RV2's up there, look, RV2 bush. Drop back down there, go that way, but because I'm in trainers, I ain't got a lot of support around my ankles. I don't want to be overdoing it on that descent onto the side, so sticking to this stuff. It's a bit boggy and a bit murky, but note that a few baby wipes went clean up off my trainers when I get back. Right, and then up here, and then right onto the top. Back onto home stretch now, so instead of going straight down, if I tell you what, I'm going to go straight down to start checkpoint, then walk back up and then head off that way. Just to get a little bit extra, might as well while I'm here, don't I? So, it's taking everything in my power not to lay down in that there. I mean, I'm not hot by any means, but just fancy lay down in some water. Right, let's get down here and back up. And we're going to go down that path there, down Fridge Alley, after the fridge the other day we found. Right, start checkpoint and then back up again. Right, up to Fridge Alley and back onto the main road, and then cross over here and then down this path. This is where we came in, and it says Fridge Alley. It takes you down the way. I believe car park used to be for this place when it were built years ago. It's like now a bit of a dumping ground where people just empty back to the vans and wagons and just dump litter everywhere, but we'll go and have a look anyway. And then brings you out here, look, where we came in. It's Fridge Alley because we have a fridge here, fridge freezer. So Fridge Alley. Right, this is main road back up into Whitwell, so I'm going to cross over here now, head off back up into my village. Right, so like last time, we'll head off down this jutty, Ginnell pathway, alley, I don't know what you all call it and where you're all from. I'm going to get off down here and try and rack up that 7 mile. I think I'm just at 5 at the minute, so we're just under 5. So we'll go down here and yeah, just get around the streets until I rack up that 7 and then probably make it back in, or try and aim to land back at base for 7 miles. So again, like I keep saying, it's not a time thing, it's a distance thing. So if a lot of you have got time, by all means take advantage on it. And then brings you out here, Whitwell train station. Just going to head up straight up that way, round onto recreational ground. It's like a park, and then the long way all the way back round. There. Cross over here and down another jitty alley, Gennell, whatever you all call them. And here we are, down onto rec. There's one over there with a bunch of dogs, not on leads, but I taste rubbish as well, so I imagine that I'll be fine if the dogs start chasing me. But, nice down here, got tall grass as well yesterday I think. Looking very tidy. So I've got an idea. I'll only know if this has worked after I've done it, so just going to walk up to this football pitch here and I've got an idea. Let's see if I can do something for my good lady. Right, so I'm going to start here and then I'll finish over there. Oh, right, well, my little creativeness there. It's all for you, sweetheart, if you see this. Anyway, now that's done, I'm going to head off up here and then just around the village. Not be long now till I'm done. And then make my way back home. Sit rep, currently at 5.74 miles. I've actually done it again, I've actually just been crap at maths. I didn't need to do 7 miles at all. I've got 66 point something miles left to do. So I only need to do 4 miles, well 3 point something miles to get down into 50s. So I've already done like just under 6 now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to head straight back home because I've done what I need to do. I don't know why, I had I had 73 in my head this morning. I don't know what I've been thinking, but I'm gonna head back up to the house now and call it a day. But yeah, target complete already, nice and early. So yeah, thanks to my wonderful math skills, I'm on par. Right, just powered up this little hill here. I'm gonna cross over down there and then finish up. So I've actually said it wrong to you again. 66.1 something miles to complete. So today I need to do 6.1 something to get down into 50. So completely ignore what I've just said. So I'm just going to walk down here and then back up on myself a little bit and just get that I think I need to do 6.17. So if I get a 6.2 out of the way, then I'm down into 50s. So I do apologise. Like I keep going off the figure in my head as what I've completed so far. So I need to do the smaller number to make up for it. So yeah, nearly finished. So there we have it, 6.22 miles, which is now falling me down into 50s. So tomorrow I can actually get down probably to 40s, and then it's just a couple more days of doing sort of, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 miles a day. I'll figure it out, but I'd like to give myself a push to end of it. Strava's still running. I'm just down the street. I am going to head back up, so whatever you see on Facebook or H4H's page after, if it's ever a little bit extra, it's because I leave it running while I go up there. But what I do is I show you my target at the end of the video to give you a rough idea of how much I've done and where like mentally I'm finishing at. So yeah, thanks for watching this one. Keir Starmer, doubt very much you'll watch this video. Even if you get presented it, I'd probably assume that you won't even care. But just know that the message is out there, Mr Starmer, and yeah, let's get Mr Mercer back in his seat and let's get taking veterans seriously. And although you can stand there and say that you do take us seriously, you know, we depend on you. We really do. We need the government's help in every corner that we are backed into. So please just do your best. Let's try and get the word out there. You know, anyone else watching this that's got any sort of power amongst them, feel free to, you know, use this as, you know, any ammo that you need towards getting a message across. So yeah, anyway, everyone at challenge so far, you're doing awesome. 150 miles, it can be easy for a lot of people, but I think if you just get your head stuck into it and get your head down and plod on, you will find the distance that you're looking for. And anybody struggling, just remember, it's not obligatory. Just your name on a piece of paper, taking part in the challenge, is a massive step forward for the cause in which we aided. So yeah, just well done for even trying and getting there. That's going to finish up for this video. Big thanks to SSAFA for everything they're doing, all the support. Big thanks to H4H for even making all this possible and giving us something to help raise awareness for our veterans out there. And yeah, and all you guys taking part and you guys watching. You know, won't be able to do all this without you. If you've not already, remember to like and subscribe, give it a share, leave a few comments if you want. Like, you know, doors open, just enjoy yourself. It's a channel where anyone's welcome. So yeah, this is all for you guys. Anyway, I want to head off back home now. It's just up the street. Get myself a bath, get myself a nice healthy breakfast in me, and yeah, I will see you in the morning on the next one.